TAP-STRAFING, a movement technique that allows players to curve around walls and bamboozle enemies. And today, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Alright, before we get into this, I would like to say that TAP-STRAFING does not work on console, and it's not because of your controller, and it's not because of your settings, it's because there are two different versions of Apex, one being PC and the other being console. Unfortunately, the console version of Apex doesn't have all of the mechanics the PC version has, which means you can't do TAP-STRAFING. If you are a console player and you still want to learn about this, you're welcome to watch it, but unfortunately you can't do it on console. Alright, so first you're going to want to add scroll wheel up or down to your move forward. Now, if you do this, it's going to make this entire movement technique 100 times easier because you won't have to spam the W key, and it's just 100 times easier. So make sure to do that before we get started. Okay, so now it's time to actually do the TAP-STRAFING. So I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a slide jump and then press A or D for the sideways movement. And along with that, you're going to do the scroll wheel up or scroll wheel down, whichever one you have it set to. And you want to make sure that you can get slightly to the left or right by doing that. Don't worry too much about using your mouse and doing sharp turns right now. Just get the fundamentals down. Make sure you can get slightly to the left or right without even turning. And then afterwards, we can add that in. And the other thing that's huge is do not press W while you're scrolling up or down. Because if you do that, it's not going to work. You can press W before or after you scroll. Just do not press it during it, because it will mess it up and you will not be able to do the full turn. Alright, so let's now assume that you feel comfortable with doing this and you're ready to go to the next step. So now all you want to do is add the mouse movement. So now just start practicing turning with your mouse, and eventually you'll get the 180-degree turns. So there are three great places to practice this. First is this little ramp right here. You can slide down and then turn into this little alleyway or whatever you want to call it. That's one good place. Another great place is pretty much any ledge. I mean, you can slide jump off of it and do a 180-degree turn back onto the ledge. And if you want a 90-degree turn, you can try this tower where there's basically just 90-degree turns all over it. Now, the last thing I wanted to say is you can actually integrate the TAP-STRAFING with Pathfinder, Octane, or even Horizon if you wanted to. With Pathfinder, you can grapple and do the TAP-STRAFING right when you land. And with Octane, I would do the TAP-STRAFING with his double jump. And lastly, I just said Horizon because her passive allows her to move more freely, so it's a lot easier to do movement techniques like this. Also, guys, I didn't mention this earlier, but I've been on PC Apex for probably under 15 hours, and I already have better movement than I had on console. So if I can learn it that quickly, I know you guys can learn this and learn it very quickly. Anyway, if you learned something and you want to help me out, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.